Geek Dad Life presents Toy Geeks Alive Toy Talk Show. Ghostbuster fans have been dreaming of owning amazing collector-level scale real Ghostbuster figures forever, and Alex Brewer may have finally given us a path towards getting them. We'll talk about all of that and more tonight on Toy Geeks. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Toy Geeks. My name is Jay, and with me in his newly minted toy room is my good friend John. John, how you doing tonight?
Doing all right.
I see you're getting the Ghostbuster stuff filled in there.
Mm-hmm. That was the first thing to go up. Was the OG Firehouse Diamond Select, and then right there across the front of the Diamond Select is the Mezcos.
Oh, the Mezcos. How do they look in front of that? I've been curious about that.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a better scale, or just it's a better scale compared to the Diamond Select figures.
Yeah.
For that diorama,
Mm-hmm.
and they are obviously incredible figures.
Well, we're here tonight to talk about some awesome concept figures that I think are dream level red. I don't know, like how do I classify that? Like top tier? I guess I put my thumb. So John, I've been watching recently. I've been using my iPhone camera, which has all these weird emoji things you can do.
Mm-hmm.
So like if I go like double peace sign like this, confetti will drop. Or if I give like a double thumbs up, fireworks will happen around my head. So I don't know if that's useful or not, but it's there. But anyway, super excited for our main topic tonight, because if anybody has been following this channel for a while, people know, big Ghostbusters fan. John, you have recently kind of gone in on building your Ghostbusters collection out. And I think the thing we always say in like what if lists, like what's the thing we want someone to do the most? What do we usually say, John?
Real Ghostbusters, but like the updated version, the Origins-esque RGBs.
Mm-hmm. And Alex Brewer, a sculptor for Mondo Toys, dropped those pictures, and super excited to talk about that after we do our say hello to the chat and everything like that, because we actually have Alex Brewer is going to join us to talk about those sculpts, and that's it, nothing else. So don't really get any ideas of like, I don't know who are you selling these to? I don't know, but anyways, we'll try to do our journalistic best and poke and prod and see what we can get out of them. But no, we won't be mean. All right, so let's say hello to the chat. It's hopping as always. We'll quickly go through it here. We got John Johnson, Matt Bush, Country Boy, Mecha Man Blade, Slave Delay, Studio Henge Kenton, Terrence St. John in the house, Fox Hero, James Shondo, Gecko, Tony Taylor, Jace, Dora Laxian is here, Tony Cartoonish, Boo Cat, Too Bad Dad, Fake Wood Table, Jim Crandall, Andrews Gady's Toys, James Vinapal, I think I'll do it again, Mutagen Ooze, Country Boy, Black Box Studios, Rabbit McGavin, Mike Moen, Joey Carell, Justin Moen, Free Reign in the house. I'm at Emperor Shao Kahn, ruler of the world, is here. All Music Fan, Boogeyman is here. Mint with Card in the house, GB Gay, Mutagen Ooze, Brian Break, Master of the Charts, J Rod is here, Will Joker, Two Guys Talking Toys, Ryan Dole, John Get Robbed again. Now just changing spots here. Chinovo, Daniel, Jace, Liquid Cucumber in the house. People are excited to see you here, John. I'm seeing all this John love right now. Plastic Nostalgia, Brian Merchant, Derek Cook, Susan LaBelle, Toy Room 1 of 2.5. See, Hung Wen, Ray Alonso, Quip, Charlie Weaver is here, Fox Hero, Stanley's Toy Channels, S.A. Jack Knight. I'll do Toy Art again if I haven't done it yet. And so many more. Let's see, you should start reading the chat to the tune of the Animaniacs country songs, right? Like, you see if I can do it real quick. Let's just go here. Whacker the Mecha, Dartherian, Kuko, Stop the Motion of Verse, Tony Johnson, Baducci Studios, Derek Hoover, GB Game, Hyperbedelic, Monsters from Beyond, Justin Incredible, Brian Carr, Susan LaBelle, and Matic Penguin. There we go. That's what you get. Let's see. I think we got a new member, maybe. We got some anniversaries. Tryon, member for 12 months. Charlie Weaver, member for 15 months. Terrence St. John, member for 14 months. Dartherian, 15. Punk with Toys, 11 months. And Chad Stewart is a new GDL family member.
I got family.
Welcome to the family, Chad Stewart. And then we got, I did twice. Sorry. And then we've got Matt Bush with a $10 super chat. John, enough said. Exactly. Not enough said. All right, John. If people don't know what's been going on the internets, if you follow Fan Plastic 4, which is Alex's Instagram page, on Halloween, I believe it was Halloween, he dropped some concept art for some real Ghostbusters figures. And if there was an internet breaking moment for me, if I had to rank them, this would be one of them. Just because it's just one of those things that we've wanted for so long.
Mm-hmm.
And even though these are fan art concepts, so, these aren't necessarily going to be made, they're not picked up by any toy company or something like that. But when you have a legitimate toy sculptor making things that look this freaking good, I don't know. I mean, just and you get the broken tie and the it comes with a broken tie.
It's more like it actually comes with an unbroken tie.
Gives you both. So I just feel like what Alex did was somehow tap into all of our brains and put out pitch perfect renders for what these toys could be. John, what was your thoughts when you saw these for the first time?
Well, the first one I saw was the Venkman. And when I seen that, I was just like, oh, that's what it's like. Somebody like doctored up the old Diamond Select, renderings or photos or something. I didn't really, nothing clicked. Nothing clicked. It wasn't till like a couple days later where I saw the Fright Features Egon in, making the rounds.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, what? Does this have something to do with the Venkman that I saw 2 days ago? So then that's when I got excited. But then also keeping it in check, because there's way too many, self posters just doing renders themselves and putting it out there. And it just starts the rumor mill like crazy.
Yep.
But then you find out who did it.
Yeah.
And where it's coming from. And then you say, okay, there's you're telling me there's a chance.
Oh yeah, hold on. Yeah, shit. We gotta do it. Hold on. Here we go. Oh wait, darn it. Here we go.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Yes, 100%. And yeah, you're 100% right. And I'm so thankful that very sculptor, Alex, is in the green room waiting to come out and talk about these. Let's give a big first ever appearance on Toy Geeks. Welcome to Alex. Alex, welcome to the show.
What's up, guys? Thank you for having me. Jay, it is good to see you again.
Yes, good to see you.
We met during PowerCon, and John, it's great to meet you.
You too.
Through the show, and good to. I'm glad, lucky to be on a episode that you're on as well. So I'm psyched.
That's hitting the lotto right there. I gotta go do a Powerball after this. But I guess take me through like what inspired you to this. Clearly you have the vintage Kenner Venkman there, but like,
well, it's
like
the repro, but
still close enough. But what inspired you to kind of just take it upon yourself to make these concept arts?
Well, so it's it's sort of it's something I've been thinking about for a while, because like obviously it's like if you're, when people ask like, oh, what's your like dream toy line that hasn't been done yet, right? Because like so
Yep.
much we
Mhm.
are so blessed with
Yeah.
every dream toy line
Yeah.
we were thinking of previously. There's not a whole lot left, but if there is one sort of
So
like
and people don't know, like you've done the Mondo X-Men stuff and the Batman Returns stuff, right? So you've
yeah.
gotten to do some cool stuff
Oh
already.
yeah, and X-Men and Batman the animated series. I mean, those are my top two.
Mm-hmm.
The, X-Men's my number one fandom. Batman's number two. So yeah, I'm in total toy heaven, getting to work on these. But yeah, I mean, so it's like, but yeah, so it's we're eating well, right? As fans. But there's one area that seems like we could have a little bit more, and that's real
Mhm.
Ghostbusters. And so yeah, and yeah, doing the kind of like doing the full updated modern toy package with real Ghostbusters is something I've been thinking about, and just sort of like geekily kind of like plan, like what would wave one be, what would the line sort of look like, and
Yes.
so for a while I sort of have been thinking about like, oh, having a line that has like the cartoon representation, some
Mhm.
toy representation, some
Yeah.
extreme Ghostbusters
Yes.
representation. I don't want that to like fall by the wayside,
Yes.
and then some ghosts and stuff. But yeah,
Well,
I always get to thinking about real Ghostbusters around Halloween
mhm.
anyway. So it was just sort of like, you know what? Like I just want to do it. I just want to see what it looks like, get this idea out, see what's and make sure that everyone knows it's fan art, because like,
Yeah.
because obviously I do this professionally, and I didn't want anyone being like having that initial like, oh my god, what is this, and then be let down when you read the fine print. So I wanted to make it at least large print.
Yeah. But I think there is, and it's good that you put that out there. So people are like, oh my god, who's doing this? But also, just you've worked and sculpted for some big toy companies,
Mhm.
and 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 even beyond that, there's industry people that watch this stream. So I'll just put it out there right now. Any toy company, Hasbro, that has the main license, and Mondo, Super 7, NECA, whoever, if you aren't hitting up Alex right now to get him to make these IRL, you're missing out on a money making opportunity. Because Alex, I don't know about you, or at least just when I've seen the response, at least on your socials, was like
It's
really
been
heavy. I
huge.
don't know, like what was
Yeah.
did the response exceed what you thought you would get for it?
Oh yeah. I mean, it goes way beyond any other post I've done. I did not like. I mean, I've been getting comments and messages and stuff for days. It's been like it's sort of just settled down. But yeah, I mean, people were like, yeah, to say that a lot of people are excited about getting real Ghostbusters, sort of modern real Ghostbusters figures, like that's an understatement. Like I think the demand is very clear.
um and I just think what you did really well is you captured the animated look like perfectly. Like you got the proportions right, but the articulation that you put in here, even though this is all this is renders. So
Yeah.
like I don't know how do you think this would translate as well into a actual final product as it looks like on screen here? Like but I feel like you got the lines and everything. It just looks it looks like an animated cell while also looking like
Yeah.
you could
I
pose it.
mean, it's like a big part of the process is sort of like, getting like the range of movement. Like this is all just like, dream stuff, right? It's
Yeah.
the articulation breaks, like I've literally sculpted them in. They're not like
Yeah.
cut or anything. Like, it's because, I I only had so much. I was doing these, after my full-time work, like, so there's some, there's definitely some, like, cut corners and stuff, but it's more just to give the impression of, like, but I mean, like, at Mondo, like, we always, because we do the X-Men animated series and the Batman animated series, so we're always striving to preserve that animated look, to preserve the artistic aesthetic, but still have, like, enough articulation that, like, it's still get, maybe not every pose, but, like, get enough poses to give a little bit of customization to your shelf, your display. And specifically with these real Ghostbusters, I thought a lot about, like, this Dagobah Luke, because he's got the, like, so, like, doing like a single joint, that helps sort of preserve the sculpt, but because they have, like, because of the discs are kind of, like, bigger, and they're cut on the front, like, you can get, like, he has, like, pretty good range of motion.
Yep.
So now, and same thing with his legs, and he's got kind of, like, baggy pants, kind of Ghostbusters-esque pants. Like, I don't know if, like, the sleeves of the Ghostbusters jumpsuits would, like, allow for really that, but, like, I mean, so it gets you some pretty good range of motion, and, obviously they would need to be able to, like, hold their
that's
chrono wands,
Yeah.
That's the magic trick, right? And John, we're going to talk about that.
Yeah, being able to pull that off, like, cleanly, because after, like, going through all my Ghostbusters figures today, whether it was the Plasma series or just anything that's come out, whether it be like that, the newer, the Fright features with the Afterlife kids, anything, there really isn't a good holding position for any Ghostbusters figures yet.
Yeah.
And also another one where, like, all of the proton streams just droop after like a day.
Yeah. I mean, that's something that I would be a little nervous about. It's definitely something like to figure out, because, like, the tips of the particle thrower is, like, so small, and so, and I think I think the Diamond Select ones, they would break off kind of easily. So just figuring out ways to sort of shore that up and make sure it's, like,
because in your renders for the new the RGB Neutrino ones, you got the accurate tiny chips. I don't know how you'd almost have to use, is that what your thoughts are? You would use this blast to kind of move further down the tip of the wand, so it would be more
it's
stable.
Like in the cartoon, there's always, like, an orb around the thing, so that might make it a little bit more secure if it kind of, like, if the pivot point is, like, deeper onto the gun, like, but it takes kind of, like, some testing, and also it depends on the scale too, like,
Right.
Yes. That's true too. It's like the weight of it one way or another. I'm glad you brought up scale, and again, this is just fan concept art, and you are a sculptor for Mondo, but you've done sculpting for, like, Super 7 and stuff too, right? But, like, in your mind, and again, this is not connecting it to any toy company or anything, but what do you see as the perfect scale for these? Because personally, as much as I think your 12-inch stuff you done on is incredible, I want to have space to have every single one of these if they ever do become reality. Like, what in your mind is the right scale for these? Ideally?
I mean, I think that like 1/6 scale would be cool for the Ghostbusters, like, you see like all the details and stuff, and you could I mean, you could make probably, like, a functional trap where, like, the door is open. You could do cool stuff like that. But if you want to do all the ghosts and potentially an Ecto-1 and a firehouse and all the, like, if you want to, like, go deep with the line and do, like, Kenner's, basically the way I've lined out, like, how, like, the waves would work, and 6-inch would probably be, like, the best, or maybe even, like, I mean, honestly, like, doing something the size of the original Kenner line, like, this is a pretty, like, satisfying scale.
Yeah.
Like Ecto
Mhm.
1 is like perfectly sized.
Yeah.
And you could do big ghosts.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what that would. I mean, it's again, it's like it's cartoony, so like the
Yeah.
detail and stuff would probably read pretty well.
Mhm.
That's a great. I wasn't even thinking about, because you're right. The Kenner Ghostbusters scale, which is what would you say? It's like 4.5, 5 inches, like 4.5
yeah,
thereabouts.
yeah. 4. I've got a
And-
tape measure and a figure right here. So yeah, Peter.
It's live.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah, it's like 4.5.
Okay, 4.5. So, and the beauty there too is, say you went the 4.5 inch route, is until you get like new versions of the Firehouse and the Ecto 1, you kind of already have a play set and vehicles and stuff ready to go.
No,
Mhm.
totally.
It's
Yeah,
it's kind of happening. What? Go ahead. Sorry.
Swap it out as we
Right?
go
And-
along.
Because that's kind of what John was saying. It's just like an Origins, Ghostbusters line. I think that's what's really cool about Motu Origins is it's new figures with better articulation, better sculpting, better paint, but it scales with the vintage stuff, so you can display it with all the playsets stuff you already have.
Yeah. But if I had to guess, that would mean that like I mean, again, I don't exactly know, but like probably things like the gear and stuff, the little bits and pieces would have to be thickened up and
Yeah.
you know.
Just
But I don't know. There's
okay.
some pretty small, you make it out of a soft enough plastic. It's like, bends instead of breaks. You can do it. It doesn't have to be like it was in the old days.
Maybe at that point it's like you have a Neutrino wand without the blast on it, and then you just sculpt another one that's like the wand with the beam off of it, so you don't have to
I
you
think
can
that would be cool.
structurally
Mhm.
reinforce it or something.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the trick.
Yeah, and you don't have to worry about it like falling off or drooping over time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I do think you do have to go a little bit bigger, though. I think even though like it would work really well, translating it in to be able to use with vintage Ghostbusters toys.
Mhm.
But like I feel like the smaller the figure gets, especially when you want like better ranges of motion or articulation,
Yeah.
it gets like the articulation gets a little bit goofy.
Yeah.
We're almost like how like the 3 3/4 inch Marvel Universe figures, they try to get really detailed with those and have detailed accessories and everything.
Yeah.
But when you actually go back and look at them right now, their articulation is not great. It's almost it's kind of sloppy, where like their elbows are maybe too big or their knees are too big because they tried to fit bigger discs that were too big. But then if they didn't make them that big, the figure didn't even stand up on itself.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think we would lose something. Like I know we want cartoony,
Yeah.
but you kind of have to go bigger so you don't sacrifice some things.
Okay.
No, that is a very good point.
Here's the solution. We just do a 4.5-inch scale, a 7-inch scale, and a 12-inch scale. We'll cover all our bases. Just do it all.
And we'll get 3 different companies to do it because that's what they do.
Yeah, exactly. We'll have Mondo do the 12-inch, we'll have Super 7 do the 7-inch, and we'll have Hasbro do the 4.5. I don't know, just whatever. But let's hit to the chat real quick. I think we got a couple super chat and a new family member. Dimension Lord became a GDL family member.
I got family.
Welcome to the GDL family, and dropped a $2 super chat. Are we going to get the other Extreme Ghostbusters? I think the fact that you represented Extreme Ghostbusters is pretty darn cool, because I think it's often overlooked, and Extreme Ghostbusters is, and again, I'm biased, but I think it's a really good show, a great sequel, a great way to introduce a new cast, but still connect to the original series. Like, it's, if you haven't given Extreme Ghostbusters a chance, you need to go on YouTube or something, watch the episodes, but it's really good. So I love like how well you captured Kylie here. Cause I don't know, I'm guessing you're a big Extreme fan if you're able to pull this off so well.
Yeah, well, I like, I mean, absolutely what you said. It's a great sequel to Real Ghostbusters. I really like Kylie. Like, I think she's a great female Ghostbuster. So I thought it would be really great to have her, represented here. And yeah, just like, kind of been putting this out there. It's like, as I was working on this project, obviously I didn't have like a ton of time to devote to it.
Sure.
And like I wanted to get it out by Halloween. So I was like, do I do just the 4 real Ghostbusters, or do I do like what a wave would be? And I was like, if I'm gonna put this out there, like I don't want like extreme Ghostbusters to like, I want that to be like in the conversation,
Yes.
right? And engage, gauge people's reactions to something like that as well. Because I do think it would be like really fun to get that team, and
Oh, absolutely. And especially a team that in the vintage line, we never got a Garrett, right? They had like the it was in prototype form, but we never got Garrett. Right. We never got Janine.
And they never had the like suits that they have on the show, right? Like they had, they had these kind of weird costumes that were probably based on like earlier concept art.
Right, exactly. You had a mix and match it, because like the deluxe figures, the suits were painted somewhat accurate, but they had those ridiculous big proton packs and stuff. And then the regular releases had slightly more accurate proton packs, but Kylie didn't. And anyway, so it's just like, especially Extreme Ghostbusters, like tapping into that in a potential toy line, or just having it in your mind is like wave 1. I think it's a really cool wave 1. I love, like, if this, I'm guessing what you're thinking, like you had Kylie, you had Sam Hain, you had either one of the core Ghostbusters, and then the Kenner, fright features Egon. Like that's to me, pitch perfect wave 1. Is that what you were thinking in your head, or I'm guessing?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's yeah, I mean, again, it's like it's a total fantasy line, so it's like not, it's
do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, this is what I would want, like all sort of all the pillars of real Ghostbusters to be hit on in each, because it would be like, because like everyone always makes the 4 Ghostbusters, and then it's like maybe you'll get a ghost. Maybe you'll get Slimer or Stay Puffed, but then it's like they move on. But it's like, but this way, it's like, well, we're hitting kind of all the areas, like, and engaging people's like response to it too, like seeing what people want out there.
Yeah. And yeah, like to me, there's cool ghosts in EGB and RGB. The Grundle.
Yeah.
Sandman, Boogeyman, like
Boogeyman.
I just watched the episode so my youngest son Alex, who likes Ghostbusters and has watched Extreme Ghostbusters in the past, but he must just forgot about it because I was putting the artwork together for today's show, and he saw Kylie and she's like, "Who's that? She looks cool." I was like, "Kylie from Extreme Ghostbusters." He's like, "I don't remember." I was like, "Well, let's put on an Extreme Ghostbusters episode," and I put on the Sphinx, or the riddle of the Sphinx episode. I was like, the Sphinx looks really freaking cool. But can I just say something about that episode? Do you remember the if you don't, it's okay, either John or Alex. Do you remember the kind of the storyline there was Egon was feeling old, like he couldn't.
I know where you're going with this.
And he has a cane by the end of it, and that was part of the thing. So in the episode, John, do you remember this episode? Maybe
no,
you don't.
I've never seen this. No.
But it's Egon's like, he feels like he's over the hill. He's got gray hair. He can't walk as well. He has to use a cane by the end of the episode. And in the episode, he references his exact age in that episode. Any guesses on the age he said he was in that episode where he's over the hill, decrepit, can't hang with the young kids anymore? Alex, if you know, I guess don't say, but any guesses?
I'm gonna guess it's probably younger than he should have said. I'm gonna say like 55.
He said he's 39 years old.
What?
39. Which, God dang it! I remember I watched that episode when it aired in, what was it, 97 or whatever? And I was just like, God, he's so old. He's such can't even hang. And I'm like the same age as he is now. What the hell, Egon?
Although if memory serves, in the cartoon, they're like, I mean, what are you, like 60? And he's like, I'm 39.
Yes. That was the line. It's like, what are you, like 55, 60? He's like, no, I'm 39. I'm like, what? What?
But it's true. Like I knew. So like that's the thing. Like you do Extreme Ghostbusters too. People are just it's only a matter of time before people are like, well, when are you gonna do all of the original real Ghostbusters from
Yep.
the final 2 episodes?
Yes,
where
back
you
in the
see
saddle.
them in
Yeah.
the Extreme world, and but again, it's like looking at those designs. It's like they're like paunchy. They've got the like eye
Yes.
bags. They
Yes.
look like old Ghostbusters, and they're
They
only
look-
like 40.
Yes, or like 50s or something. But he's canonically they're late 30s. What the hell? Oh. Anyway, I was like, damn it. Is this it? Is this it for me? Anyway, I'm putting some polls in the chat. Just simple, easy. Would you buy these RGB figures? Nearly 100 votes in so far. 84% say yes, so overwhelming. But Alex, what do you want me to ask the poll? Maybe like, what scale would you prefer this to be in? Should I put that poll out there? Would that be useful?
Well, I mean, I'm sold on 6-inch now at this point.
Yeah, I
feel
think
like that's like
that's the happy medium to what John's talking about, where you get the detail, you get the articulation doesn't look wonky, but you get to have a whole bunch of figures.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What I'm sort of wondering is, because I saw like a few comments about like Kenner style heads coming with
Ooh, yeah.
the Ghostbusters, and the Kenner colored proton blasts.
Yes. Yeah.
As an option. Like, is that something like in terms of the accessories, if it went like cartoon based accessories, where it's like Ray comes with like his little Stay Puft doll,
Yes.
or if it's toy based accessories. I mean, I assume everyone wants both, but if it was one or the other, what would people lean towards?
Okay, we'll put this as a scale poll, and then we'll do that. So this is okay. I'll just say what I would want personally, and John, I'd be curious your thoughts as well. Now, there's times where I prefer like super set, like the Turtles thing, where you have the toon style from NECA and you have the toy style ish from Super 7. I prefer the toy style. Because that's like in my mind, that was the stories I had the most, which was playing with those toys. But for some reason, I love the balance you've struck here, where you have the gear and everything, and their look is animated, but you have Kenner companion ghosts with them.
Yeah,
and I think if I would want these, I would want it to look exactly how you have brought them here. To the screen, where you have the gloves and the ecto goggles, and his look and everything is pitch perfect to the cartoon, but you threw in the companion ghosts from the Kenner line.
Cool.
To me, that's perfect. John, what's your thoughts on this?
Yeah, same thing, because it's the perfect like mashup. It's everything that you want, and then it's like the extra details of like just the extra paint on the companion ghost, like seeing that stuff brought out, like something that we haven't seen before, rather than just like the translucent companion ghost. And just this is exactly how I would want my figures.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's no change. I would say if the waves were broken down, it would need to be like a guaranteed ghost per wave,
Mm-hmm.
a guaranteed RGB revamp, whether it was like fright features, super fright features, whatever, and then something cartoon based, but it's like straight cartoon based.
Yeah.
And then and one from Extreme.
Yeah. And to me, that gives you so many ways. And in terms of accessories, like I love, like you're talking about Ray with the mini Stay Puft. Like, again, just watching that cartoon and seeing he has like, that's just a perfect accessory that we never got ever in the vintage. Like, to me, I love the Kenner line. It's my favorite toy line of all time. But it's fair to say the Kenner toy line missed a lot of what was on the show.
Yeah.
And this, this is all it's all fan fiction at the moment. But like, this is the whenever we talk about this toy line, it is kind of getting a chance to tap into all of the things from the animated series that we never got. Whereas like Turtles, like just about every character we saw on the show, we got a toy of. Motu, just about everything I mean, never always was a direct translation, but most of the time if it was a toy we saw on the show was a toy.
Yeah.
But like so much of Ghostbusters, what we got in the animated series, we did not get as toys.
Yeah, no, for sure. And like, you know, some of the accessories that got scrapped for time that I would have included, definitely a Tobin Spirit Guide.
Yes.
And the pocket
the digital
Tobin
one.
Spirit Guide.
Yeah. Yeah, I missed a lot. Kenner missed everything from the show. Like I said, I think that's the only one that came close. I'm looking at my shelf now of Kenner stuff. But Ecto 2, you had Ecto 2, Ecto 1, the Firehouse, the first series figures. And that's about it.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, no,
and Slimer, but not really. We didn't really get a great Slimer.
yeah, because the one that really looks like he does in the show, right? He's got a proton pack on.
Yep. And even still, he's too big. Like I have both of those. The one that I use for scale is the remember the little squirters, like the little like squirt guys. He's scaled and he's in my display. But that's it. It took until the Extreme Ghostbusters toy line that we got a properly scaled Slimer companion ghost with Kylie.
Yeah.
Which
I didn't include with this because it's like he'd be his own release, or he'd come with another so it's like just give a different companion ghost.
But I like that you got one from the show. Like this is cool.
Yeah, and to get technical here, this is apparently, I haven't rewatched the episode or anything, but apparently this isn't a real ghost. Like, so this was he shows up in the intro, he's in the subway, he's called the Lizard Ghost, but apparently in the show he's just a figment of the like Pied Piper. They think the Ghostbusters mistake him for a ghost, but he is not, in fact.
Yeah, I'm blanking on that episode, so that's a good call there. You out nerded me, Alex.
I researched it. That's the only way I know.
Because I was like, I knew him from the intro to the video, but I don't remember that episode. But People Busters, like People Busters.
Yep.
Since I've seen that episode when I was like 5 or whatever, I've wanted those dudes.
That may need to be like a 3-pack though, because it's like you want to get them all at once,
Yeah, like a
you
special
don't want to
wave.
end up with like 2 People Busters and then the line gets canceled. You have to get Ray or whatever. What ghost villains would you guys want to see? Like, what are the top ghost villains?
Ooh, put your people in the chat. Your ghost villains you want to see. John, what's your number 1 ghost villain that you would want to see in the
Boogeyman?
Oh, yeah,
the Boogeyman is probably like one of the design alone. If you just saw him in a lineup without knowing any storyline, the look of Boogeyman scared the crap out of me when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I didn't watch TV for a week at least because I was afraid he would be somehow back on TV.
Yeah,
and I was just like,
or literally in my house.
Yeah, like, and just his voice. I remember you,
that
like
Frank Welker voice.
Yeah.
And what really got me as a kid, because I remember like you first see him, it's like that giant head. And the closet, already creepy.
Yeah.
What really got me is when you see how big his head is.
Yep.
That he has like a tuxedo jacket.
Yep.
And then goat legs, and it was just, as a little kid, like when you finally saw him from head to toe, you're just like, oh no.
Yep. Yes,
but literally anything with goat legs in the 80s was just bad news.
Oh, absolutely. And especially like if you could make Boogeyman, because I think I've seen a reference here to Bamco Toys. They've done kind of they've done a Sam Hain and a Boogeyman, and no disrespect to those figures, but in my mind, Boogeyman is a huge, imposing ghost. Like he needs to be big.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Like he would need to be like, if I'm just thinking like if we're thinking like Super 7 Ultimates or whatever, he would be like the $65 figure, not the $55.
Yeah, he's like a Monstar.
Yeah.
Size.
He's be big.
And he wouldn't come with the version of him getting sucked into the trap because they can't trap him because he's not a ghost.
Yep. Oh God. This show's just so good. Like, I think that's what maybe makes this a potential line around this so exciting is it's one of the cartoons from our youth that holds up, at least the first season or two, like when J. Michael Straczynski was show running.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm a first 2 seasons purist.
yeah, right. If Lorenzo Music is Peter, it's
Yep.
pretty good.
Yep.
Even though I do like when J. Michael Straczynski comes back. Was it season 3 or 4 or something like that? The Janine You Changed episode. But anyway, all right, let's check out some people what they said. Sandman's a big one, absolutely. Sandman, 100%.
I almost did Sandman. I was like, so just Sandman or Sam Hain, because it's like 2 guys in robes, so it was like easy to do. Yeah, it was like time was running out. It was but I did Sam Hain.
I think you did the right, especially for Halloween.
Yeah,
Sam Hain.
Yeah, gotta do it.
Jersey Devil.
Oh.
Let's see. Cold Slither, the Giant Chicken. Mrs. Rogers is scary. Scary AF. The toilet seat. Let's see. The clowns and the nightmare Pee-wee has when he crashes the motorcycle. There's some clowns in the actual thing too. Ooh, the Doomsday Door would be cool.
Oh yeah.
That would be great. Yeah,
that might be the very first door action figure ever made.
That'd be cool. And I think it was technically the first episode of the series or something. It was one of the first.
Yeah.
Season 2, yeah, whatever it is. Yeah.
Episode.
Let's see. I'm trying to go down. See what we got here. Grundle for sure.
Yeah.
Cenobites, people are saying it appears on the show.
Yeah.
What else are people saying? Where chicken, Professor Dweeb. Nobody's Killer Watt, definitely Killer Watt.
Although which form of Killer Watt? Like when he's possessed, that would be a huge the possessed Ecto 1 from that episode where because like the whole idea with Killer Watt is that like he's possessing anything that's like electricity is mechanical, I guess. And the Ecto 1 gets turned into this monster with like the headlights are eyes and it's got bat wings. It's freaky as hell.
Yeah, like that's for sure. The door from Knock Knock. Oh, you know what? Okay, I love it's Night Game, right? The umpire from Night Game.
Yeah.
Or any of those dudes.
I mean, I feel like there should be like a like a box set that's just like a bunch of ghosts. Like the ghost from the opening, like that blue ghost you see in the front that they and the creepy things behind him, and
God, there's just so many. Some people say what the Ghost Jazz Band from the Play Them Ragtime Booze.
I want the Ghostbusters when they like look like Sgt. Pepper's, like Beatles.
Yes. Cthulhu. Even though Cthulhu in that show was like massive, like as Cthulhu should be, but I don't think you could ever make that unless it was like a Comic-Con exclusive deluxe something or another.
Yeah. I mean, Stay Puffed would be awesome.
Oh yeah, the manta ray thing from
the Phantom.
That'd be sick. There's so many good. And
then from the Kenner stuff too, like remaking some of those Kenner ghosts. Like I mean, even the like the werewolf guy. Like there's a lot in the transforming human ghosts.
Yep.
There's a lot.
There's so many.
Someone make these.
Yeah, exactly.
Get on it.
Alex, you're our only hope, okay?
What's your average, Alex? What's your average of posting pictures that are just renders that turn into something?
Ooh, yeah. What's our success rate?
Well, I mean, I got the gig at Mondo through posting the like X-Men stuff that I was doing. The first job I did for them was a Magneto right here. and and Hector saw the Magneto the Jim Lee Magneto I did on Instagram. It's like, hey, we would love for you to do that for us, and so yeah, it's never say never, right? Like,
Yeah.
Exactly. Riley, here you go, Riley Scott. We talked about it earlier. Yeah, so you're telling me there's a chance. I'll give you another one.
So you're telling me there's a chance.
All right. What scale would you prefer these to be? 6-inch, 7-inch, 4.5-inch, or 12-inch? In first place, no, not a shocker. 6-inch, 64%. 17% said 7-inch. 11% said 4.5-inch, and only 6% said 12-inch scale. That's with 163 votes. And then you had another thing you wanted to ask the group. What was it? You had like one more thing.
Well, was it? It was Kenner accessories versus.
Kenner accessories versus show accessories.
But I feel like well, I guess we'll see.
Kenner.
And by that I just mean, like, if they came with two heads, like two portraits, would you want one of those heads to be like a Kenner toy head, or would you want it to be like, a concentrated face, or like a scared face, or a smile? Anyone, because Peter is smiling, but maybe you want a head where he's like pissed off at Slimer, or
And it can't be one of those like Super 7. We get 3 head sculpts and one's like a slightly different smile. Like, we have to make sure it's a pretty different smile there. But like, I love how you have Kylie's different hairstyles. I think is really cool as well with this one.
Yeah, because like, I don't know. I mean, you could make the hair in like a pretty soft durometer, but like, she had a ponytail on the show. That like, I based this off the model sheet, so she always had her casual look when she had it, but still, it works.
All right, putting it in the chat. Let your thoughts be heard right now.
I'm very proud of the way her PKE meter, like, it was just easier for me to just sculpt those little bars, little readout bars. So those are just like little like multiplied cubes or rectangles that I then colored different like gradients of green to make that.
That's so. I mean, I guess I just don't get ZBrush and stuff like that. How do you make it look like a real sculpted thing? Like, that's the thing that kind of blows my mind.
Yeah.
I guess.
Well, so this is so. After I sculpted in ZBrush for these renders, I brought into another program called Blender, and that does like a more sophisticated sort of like lighting calculation render, and it works great for making stuff look like plastic. Like, I mean, my skills with it are pretty limited. Like, I can make this, but yeah, I mean, you can set up lights, and so I try to kind of light it the way you might do a pack shot, and yeah, it obviously takes a lot longer to render out these images than in ZBrush, which kind of has like a real time refresh, but it's cool. It's cool to see it sort of in a different light too.
Yeah. 100%.
It's not exactly how like it would react in real life, but it's a simulation of it.
All right, so the people have spoken. Between Toon and Kenner accessory pack-ins, 71% say Toon, 28% say Kenner. So
cool.
It's just a little bit of a thought there. All right, I think we have waxed poetic about this as much as we possibly can. Alex, thank you so much for jumping on and talking about this. I know you got inundated with messages and stuff like that, but I just sent you a message like, whatever I have to do, even though I have no power or connection to anything, whatever it is I can do to, I don't know, highlight this work, or I would do anything to make this toy line a reality. I would go and work for whatever toy company for free to help like project manage it or something. I don't know. I would do anything. So just, but that I think is my way of saying, I think you did an amazing job with these sculpts. They look incredible. And the fact that you did these within like the spare time you had outside of doing your actual real job of making toys and shit like that. Like, anyways, bravo. I think you've somehow distilled what has been in fans' minds, and I think that's why you're seeing the response you're seeing to the work that you did.
Well, thank you very much, and thank you for chatting it up, and yeah, I guess the way to get these made is just keep saying that you want them, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
people, like, everyone hears, in the industry, and yeah, if it's, again, it's like you kind of might have an inkling of like, oh, maybe that would be popular. Like, people have been saying on message boards that they want this, but like, when everyone says it like at once, you kind of realize like, oh yeah, this is, this could work,
Please. This is some funny chats. Who does Jay have to sue to get these made?
Yeah. Steve Harvey on this case.
Yeah, exactly. I love this from Patrick. Jay is shilling fake products now.
All day long.
Oh my god. But anyway, no matter where this goes, even if it only stays in this art stage, I think it's really cool to see, even though it'll be my life's greatest regret if it never actually happens in real life. But anyway, no pressure, Alex. Alex, where can people find you? Is your Instagram the best place people see your work?
Fanplastic4 on Instagram, and check out the Mondo website, mondoshop.com, for a bunch of my figures that do exist that you can actually acquire.
Do you have anything that's up right now, or did the
I don't. I think Omega Red is still up.
Okay.
Which, behold.
So
if you search my name, if you go on the Mondo website, you search my name in the little search bar, like, everything I've worked on comes up. That's
Oh, that's nifty. Hold on, I'm gonna do that right now.
Pretty pictures of my stuff. Are
there multiple Alexes? Okay, so I need to do Alex Brewer.
Brewer,
right?
yeah. And
there you
it all
go.
is.
Dang.
So
look at that resume.
It's a damn good resume.
I'm a very lucky guy.
But I think we can all agree that Dolverine and Jabertooth are probably your greatest works.
Yeah, they gotta come.
Oh man! All right, well, Alex, thank you so much, my friend, and take care.
Yeah, thank you for having me. And John, good luck in the Stump John section.
Thank you. I'm probably gonna need it.
Right,
Alex, if you want to send some in, feel free.
Yeah, I got some.
Then send them. Perfect. There we go. Or maybe you already did send them. I think you did. Maybe. Did you send some already?
Not yet. I haven't taken any
okay.
pictures or anything.
All right. Perfect. All right, Alex, thank you so much.
Bye.
See ya.
John. I don't know. I'm kind of giddy about all this stuff. Can you tell?
Well, anytime something gets posted by, somebody that we follow, most notably Toy Otter. When we look at Toy Otter stuff, it's like we know that's not happening. There's not a chance. Yeah, it's eye candy.
Mm-hmm.
But Alex's stuff, there is an actual chance.
Yeah. And that's what's just like, let's go. So again, I know there's toy companies that watch this show. If you're watching it right now, I know you don't always watch. If you're watching right now, if you're people in power that can pull levers, pull the goddamn levers, okay? Make it happen. Gosh darn it. Anyway, all right, John. Other Ghostbuster things. Tier 1 of the Haslab got reached. This Haslab has done extremely well, to reference Extreme Ghostbusters. But John, we haven't had you on the show since this whole thing dropped. What's your thoughts on this? Was the one this was your guess, I believe, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I said if we're getting the trap as a Haslab, it has to be done with a PKE meter, because it doesn't make sense to do them one or the other separately, or both or one at retail and one not. I said at a price point for Haslab, they'll be in the same box. Yep. So yeah, I am not surprised, but surprised, because we were also talking a lot about that being a slime blower, and I said I don't want it to be a slime blower, because I don't want a slime blower but I also
Yes.
don't want a Haslab slot spent on a slime blower.
Okay, I will accept culpability for the slime blower thing. I got really caught up in that video. Okay, and I do agree that I wouldn't necessarily want a slime blower. I just thought that's where they're going with it. But I think clearly the Ghost Trap and PKE 2-pack was the right call because it's done really well. John, have you been shocked about how well it did? Or maybe you're not shocked. I don't know.
No, I am shocked. Funding so fast, I was really shocked. And, well, yes and no.
Okay.
Because the in comparison to all the Haslabs so far, we've talked about it before that the Ghostbusters fan community is much smaller in comparison with Transformers or G.I. Joe or Star Wars. So it was surprising that it hit so hard that quick. But on the other hand, the Proton Pack did really well. Better than I think everybody expected in terms of overall sales throughout the entire campaign. But the quality of it is extremely surprising. Like, once you get that Proton Pack in hand, and you know, I've never had one of the fan-made recreation replica packs before. Never even seen one in person. But when I got the Haslab Proton Pack, I was blown away at the detail and the features and everything. And I have a feeling that a lot of people like me that bought it had never seen a replica or anything else and got that for, you know, $400 were blown away as well. So I think they just jumped on board immediately and said, I can't not get those since I have the pack.
Exactly. Yeah, I think it's such a companion piece to the pack that you could almost pencil in. And I think the original backer count was 21,000. It went down afterwards to 19,000, but still you could almost pencil in, okay, 19,000 will probably want this too. It's cheaper and it pairs perfectly well with this other big prop that everybody shelled over $400 for. And as you can see in the Brink charts, the light blue line is the Proton Pack. And you can see this set has far surpassed that. And it is definitely starting to kind of flatten out, right? It's kind of its mid, you know, kind of lull.
Yeah, a little plateau.
The plateau. But even then, if you think about the plateau, and we're not even close to getting a Brian Brink, you know, final week projection, but you could easily see this thing getting all of its tiers, which I think, I don't know. It's so this is my other question. And so for everybody that doesn't know, I mentioned it in the Discord, kind of offhand, didn't really put that much emphasis on it. But Hasbro reached out to me on Friday and offered me a chance to do one of those round table things that Hasbro does where they have, you know, like fan channels, ask questions of people. So I think it's happening on Tuesday. I don't know if they post it or I post it, but anyway, the questions, one of the questions that I asked is the one I want to ask you, John. Does the success of these two Haslabs show that the demand is strong enough for other big things like vehicles and play sets that you haven't tapped into? And so the question I asked you, John, is that same question. Does the prop demand translate to vehicles and play sets demand on a Haslab scale?
I feel like it's two different animals. Whereas the vehicles and play sets for a line that's already happened or a potential line of figures that's down the road, I feel like there's a break between the people that wanted the Proton Pack and the trap and the PKE meter, whereas like some of these people, they might just collect like movie memorabilia. and just want it displayed in their home theater or something like that. They're not necessarily into collecting all the action figures and play sets and vehicles.
Yeah.
So I understand where Hasbro is coming from asking that question and saying, does it show that there's enough demand for Ghostbusters in general for larger items? But I think comparing it to these items is almost unfair. Where we want, I think this community wants vehicles and play sets for the figures that we have and the figures that are upcoming. But not everybody that bought the Proton Pack collects action figures.
Yeah.
It's like it's like if you only collect memorabilia from a certain movie, or exactly, Blake, cosplayers. It's a cheaper option for cosplaying with a replica piece from Haslab than it is paying for one that's custom made.
Yeah.
So I think there's a big separation. It's an unfair question to ask.
Yeah.
And Hasbro, if you watch, and that's how I feel. It's not a good comparison.
Yeah.
Like if I only collected stuff from Ghostbusters that were like props or movie posters or screen used items, like literally screen used.
Yeah.
Or toys and connect it to real Ghostbusters. Like it's not an equal equation.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's fair. That's fair. I just, to me, I think as a Ghostbusters fan that's also a toy collector, I know I'm probably a smaller sliver of the slice than maybe just cosplayers that want Ghostbusters stuff. But I think I just think I've wanted a 6-inch scale Ecto 1 for so long. It's like I would really love, and it just goes back to the Matty Collector one that never really got off the ground. And seeing how Hasbro has basically righted all of the the Matty Collector's wrongs with the Ghostbuster line. It's like, okay, if you really want to stick it to the Nightlick, you gotta get us a better Stay Puffed, finally get us an Ecto 1, and get us a Firehouse, and then you'll be good. Just do that. That'll be fine.
I'd say, like, if Hasbro's going to compare it to something, they need to compare it to like, how well did Indiana Jones figures do? The newest 6-inch line.
Yeah.
Not the kiddie stuff, because I think there was too much of a disconnect for kids to get into Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
But for I think the new indie figures did amazing. And they're like, granted, there's a handful that did get clearanced, but we'll talk about that on After Dark. And so many things get clearanced.
Yeah.
But I think overall, dropping a series that didn't have a figure line in a long time, and regardless of like the 3 3/4 inch, the new 6-inch ones did really well.
Yeah. The
Ghostbuster stuff, I think that it still did relatively well.
Yeah.
Whether it was Plasma series or the Kenner Retro reissue stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
I think base it off of that rather than base it off of what the sale is of the Haslabs.
Yep. And yeah, no, I think that's completely fair. And then I think you could and then Patrick brings up a good point. Ecto 1 may also transcend typical toy demand, like the Tomy DeLorean appealed to memorabilia collectors, right? That would just want, like, car people that would want a cool looking Ecto 1 on their shelf. That's completely disconnected from any toy line.
Right.
Sure.
You're just getting action figures. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think I'm pretty pumped. I've backed it. Did you say, are you backing it? Because you got the Proton Pack.
I haven't yet, but yeah, I'm definitely backing it.
Again, to me, I think $300. Again, I'm very thankful I sold off my Matty Collector stuff, because I just feel like all that stuff is the Ecto goggles, really, right? So
yeah.
We got a new family member, Trenton Dodson. We got Dodson here. Welcome.
I got family
to the GDL family. All right, moving on. Marvel Legends had a kind of a low key reveal at the Lucca Comics and Games convention in Tuscany, Italy. I gotta go to that convention. Let me go to Tuscany, get some wine. But anyway, Lilandra, sorry, not Lilandra. Lilandra. I used to know her from the Marvel cards. She was so badass in those cards. But anyway, I don't know. It's so grainy. I can't really tell. But are we excited, John?
I don't know. I don't know who this is. I'm 100% honest.
Hold on. Let me Google her.
If I saw this card that you're talking about, I would probably recognize her immediately, especially if it was like if it's an X-Men series card.
It's X-Men. She's X-Men. Familiar? Does
That
that
looks
ring
like
a bell?
That looks like a Boris or a Julie card.
Yeah, let's see. Marvel trading card. This one. You gotta know this card. I mean, no.
Man, I don't know that card.
No?
No.
Well, anyways, that's Lilandra. She's cool as shit. Gotta make her. She she smashed Charles, like her and Charles Xavier.
Oh.
Definitely friends. But yeah. So I think that's a cool figure reveal, even though like I think I even saw like Dan Yoon on Twitter was just like, I don't know when we'll get a better picture, but yeah, here's another reveal.
Don't they just have one like in house so that he could just snap a picture of?
Nope, not yet. Jake watch, that's why he's in a wheelchair now. Jesus Christ. Derek River, they were special friends. Katie swears they had a kid. Their kid now rules the Shi'ar Empire. Space loving baby. Anyway, cool reveal there. At that same convention, Lucca Comics and Games, since it's an Italian creator for the line, we have the rest of the figures in Wave 2 of Legends of Dragonore. So we have Chief Talon, who looks pretty cool, and then we've got Venatica, who looks pretty dope. And we've got Hora Dame, who has this cool, she has like a swapping, like you twist her hat.
Yep.
And her face changes.
Is she a takeoff of that witch lady from which box was she on? Was she on? Oh, yeah, right here. On the Faker duplicate box. I don't know if you remember that. There's like a witch lady right there.
Oh,
and I know that she. Oh, hold on. She's on the back of the box here. She's right here. And she was talked about like on this artwork when this came out, when this set came out. And I know that she's so true. Allison Troy's making the same time. Oh yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, boom, there you go. She's original.
So does that mean that Formo's going to get in trouble again for
she doesn't have a witch's hat or a broom. She has like yellow legs. It's fine. It's fine.
Just saying. Just saying.
Please don't get more in trouble. But I will say, after getting Wave 1 of these figures in hand, the quality and the paint details and everything, these are like, have you held these in hand yet, John?
No.
Next time I come to the shop, I got to bring some just so you can see them. But like the quality, the weight, the heft, the paint, everything about them is just like pitch perfect. And I definitely ordering or pre-ordering Wave 2 on these because I just think the colors, everything about them looks really, really cool.
Mm-hmm. Are any of those dragon figures out yet?
So I interviewed the Formo peeps at PowerCon, and I don't know if it made it to on the video, or maybe this was like a sidebar conversation. But their goal is wave 1 and wave 1.5. If they sell enough of those, the goal is to take the money they make from those to put that into the dragons.
Okay.
And so their goal is, I think, to get to dragons this year, I think is the goal. It's a really small crew. I think it's like 3 people or 4 people running the thing. Kind of, so it's early going, so they just need to make enough money to start putting it into making the dragons happen.
Yeah. Gonna make the money to put it back in.
Pretty much, yeah. They're not taking money from this. It's just like, does this make enough money? Then put it into the next wave. Then put it into the next wave. It's not a money making endeavor yet. I would think. As with any business, right? Usually it takes a while to make money.
Yep.
But yeah. But the goal is, if you want to, or the quicker we can get these earlier waves ordered and backed, I think they're going to take the money from that to put it into the dragons, which I know we all really, really, really want the dragons. Yeah, Toy Collector Blake knows, for Toy Collector, the money from the previous week goes into the next thing. Just keep it going. A Toy Heart, at this rate, Jay's never going to get that TV. Yeah, John, you weren't. I don't know if you watched After Dark last week, but Colleen joined After Dark. And we talked about how I want a bigger TV, and Colleen actually showed our TV in our house and how small it is against that wall. Do you recall the TV in my living room?
Yep.
It's way too small, right, for the wall?
I don't think so.
Oh God, crap! If Colleen's watching right now, she's gonna play that clip on repeat.
I thought it looked perfectly fine.
God damn it! Stop, John! You're reinforcing her narrative. Speaking of After Dark, John and I will be talking about clearance chicken, or the status of toy collecting right now. It's kind of weird. I feel like there's this kind of post-pandemic glut, and a lot of stuff is showing up clearance at Target, Walmart, Ollie's. That's a picture of Ollie's right there. And toy collecting I feel like this is a transitionary moment in toy collecting right now.
Big time. There's like a major shift happening.
Yeah, like we're living in it right now. So anyway, how big is it's a 55-inch TV. But there's just the way the living room's spec'd out. It's a big wall. It's just a big open space wall. And so the 55-inch TV looks tiny against that big wall.
But if you get like a TV that fills up at least another 30% of that space,
yeah,
you're not going to be sitting far enough away from it.
That's fair. I'm not going to go like a 100-inch TV. I'm thinking maybe like a 77-inch.
I still think from where your couch is, in comparison to your TV, you're not far back enough.
Okay. We'll explore this in After Dark. We need to dig into this more. All right. Anyway, any other toy, John? Any other toy news you want to talk about before we get into some Stump Johnage? We haven't done a Stump John in a minute.
No, we should get into it. While I'm feeling sharp.
All right. I want to pick from the past few people here. Ooh, that's not fair. That's just mean. Let me find. Let me do.
Just mean.
Yeah, I'm just got some big meanies over here. Hold on, let's see. I'll do this one.
Was it a Waterworld and D&D?
No. Let's see. Meant for John. So here we go. All right. I think. Oh man. I think I'm gonna do this, and this. And this, you're like, what the hell, Jay? This is horrible TV.
What I was going to say is you should get a bigger monitor because I can kind of see the reflection behind you in the DTOF, so I can almost make out what you're. No, it's way too small. It is tiny.
All right, let's see. Fake wood table. You said you sent some. Are they under fake wood table or are they under a different name? Fake wood table. I've got the ones we've done. The ones you've sent all. Yeah, we've done those already. Unless you've sent new ones. Fake wood. All right. You had some mean ones. We did. The ones I have in here from you, fake wood. We did already. I know we did. Pretty sure we did. All right. Pull these up here. John, have you hid the whatchamacallit?
The comments?
Yeah.
Let me do that right now. Okay. Comments are off.
All right. Here we go. It's that time again. It's time to stump John and his knowledge of all things toys. Yes, he claims to be an expert, and he really is. And we like to test him in a segment we like to call Stump John. So everybody, everywhere, all around the world, it's time to do what? It's time to stump that John. Stump John. There we go. Image of Charlie Weaver. Stump that John. Charlie, we gotta get on. He made this really cool animation for your that like it would all sync to it and stuff like that. My job being what it is, I haven't kept track of it very well. So Charlie Weaver, I apologize for that, but we'll get it. Keep that TV. Sue, not you too, Sue. I need all the help I can get. And Colin's gonna be like, see, I'm right.
Did you see her comment? She said if you have space around the TV, that's just where you hang more toys.
No, we have a delicate balance here, John. If the toys start showing up there, I'm in trouble. I am in trouble. You know, Colleen's really nice. She probably wouldn't leave me, but she may. She may. All right, these were submitted. Let's make sure I got the name right. Where did you go? I lost them. Nope, not that one. This one? Yeah, okay. Adam sent these in. Adam. Okay. And I think there are 5 accessories total. Yeah, 5 accessories.
Oh man, I already don't know what that is.
It's somewhat in theme with tonight.
Somewhat in theme.
Yeah, you know, it's in theme.
Does it go to something from Ghostbusters?
It does.
Why can't I think? Is it Kenner? Something Kenner?
It's not Kenner.
Is it from let me think about it.
Okay.
Let me think about it.
It's a deeper cut Ghostbusters accessory from the films.
Oh man. Why does that look like it's like going to be something cheap like Remco or A-Team or something like that?
It's not. I feel like it's kind of it's Trixie. It's Trixie.
Is it Mego?
It's not Mego. That's what I thought at first. It's tricky.
Man. Is it 80s?
No, it's 90s.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Is it Waterworld?
It's not Waterworld. It's not Waterworld.
Is it Star Trek?
It is Star Trek.
Playmate Star Trek.
It's Playmate Star Trek, but not actually Star Trek.
It's Playmate Star Trek, but not actually Star Trek.
Yeah. And that could give it away. To
Well,
be honest.
it's not. It's not giving it away at all.
No, I mean, just think about it. What is Playmates Star Trek, but isn't a Star Trek, but isn't Star Trek, but is Star Trek?
I have no idea.
I can't. I don't think I can say any more without like literally telling you what it is. It is Trek, but not just Trek.
It's Trek, but not just Trek. Oh, you're killing me. I don't know.
Playmates, 90s.
Not Star Trek, but it's Star Trek, but it's not Star Trek.
Yes.
I have no idea. I spoke too soon.
I guarantee you would probably, you have come across this figure that you have bought in a collection and sold before.
I don't know. I don't know. Is the chat getting it?
Oh, chat's all over it.
Okay.
Not to put any pressure on you. Here, I'll plus it. God damn it. What the heck, chat? All right, we'll come back. We'll come back.
Playmates Star Trek, not Star Trek. Well, that's Star Trek.
That's Star Trek. Yep. Do you know which Star Trek?
It's got too much detail for Playmates.
Well, it is Playmates, but it's not like the 90s Playmates.
Is it the 2000, like the Chris Pine era?
Yes. It's a 2009 phaser from the Playmate Star Trek line. That shitty, awful, terrible toy line. Terrible.
Yeah, terrible.
Do I still have a terrible button on here? Yeah, here we go.
That's terrible.
Yeah, that's terrible. All right. You got one. He's on the board, folks.
What is that thing? Do you know what this is?
It looks like a hand holding an arrow.
Oh, okay. I see now. Yeah, it's a white hand with like they're holding
Pink
the
arrow.
Yeah, the pink arrow. Is it Power Rangers?
It is Power Rangers.
The Pink Ranger?
It is Pink Ranger. Can you give me the toy maker?
Bandai.
Nope. Actually, do they own this?
Well, is it Lightning Collection?
It's not Lightning Collection.
So is it SH Figure Arts?
It is SH Figure Arts.
So it's Bandai.
It's okay. I was like, I think Bandai is SH. Sorry, Figure Arts. Whatever. Okay. So you got that one. You got that one. All right. This one, Ghostbusters.
I can't think of what that is because it's Ghostbusters film world.
Mm-hmm.
Is it right side up or is it upside down or something?
No, that's the right way. They would hold it. It would hold it in their hand, and they would flip it around as they're scanning something.
I can't picture that thing.
Maybe they would be scanning a painting.
Oh, so it's from Ghostbusters 2.
It is.
I can't remember I wouldn't know what it was called or anything.
Honestly, I didn't even know that. I just knew it from that scene in Ghostbusters 2.
Yeah, we watched Ghostbusters 2 twice in the past 2 weeks.
Oh,
and the only thing I can remember with him when they were at the painting is Venkman just, taking pictures of him. And
so while that is happening, I believe it's Ray. Remember, that's the first time he kind of gets.
Yeah, he gets like hypnotized.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so this is the thing. This is the thing he's using as he's like scanning the.
Oh, I wouldn't have. Nope. Wouldn't have ever paid. Would have known that whatsoever.
Destroy me. Yeah. I've worked with better, but not many. Globuscope. It's the Globuscope from the Mattel 12-inch Ghostbusters 2 Ray and Egon 2-pack.
Oh.
Wouldn't
have got it. And I don't know what this Star Trek, not Star Trek, but it is Star Trek.
Come on. This one you gotta get. 90s Playmates. Star Trek, but it isn't a Star
to Turtles.
Turtles! Yes, he got there, folks.
Turtles. Trek
We
Turtles.
We did it.
There was a team effort.
So that's 4 out of 5, kind of. You didn't get
with some help. Yeah, with some help.
Well, whatever. It's been a couple of weeks, I gotta give you a little little help there, but no, you did great. We haven't. Did I do drawing pictures? Did I give him a GDL family yet?
I don't think so.
Oh, drawing pictures. Welcome to the GDL family.
I got family.
You got family with the GDL family. All right, John. I think that is it. If you want to come hang out with us in the after show, become a patron today. Patreon.com/geekdadlife, $5. Come hang out. We'll keep this party going in the after darks. We'll talk about clearance chicken and the shift that's happening right now in toy collecting. It's interesting times. John, I know you've been really busy with the store and everything, but did you see last week's episode with Dan Larson?
I have not.
Oh well, you missed. I mean, did you see on the internet what he wore to our show?
Yes, I did see his Voltron costume in the thumbnail.
Yeah, I'm bummed you weren't there because that was so freaking funny. So good. Oh man. All right, everybody, all the patrons coming out with us and After Dark. Everybody else, thank you so much for hanging out tonight. Great night to talk toys. Again, big thanks to Alex Brewer for coming on and talking about those fan concept art figures. And even though nothing's official, there's nothing made or whatever yet, I don't know. Ghost Core, Hasbro, NECA, Super 7, Mondo, you're all on notice. Make it happen. The work's been done for you. You just got to pay the man his money. Okay? Make it happen. Quip, I was clearance chicken. Cluck around and find out. Oh, man. Thank you so much for hanging out. And until next time, hasta luego. And goodbye. Have a great night, everybody.